Party balance is something that's often mentioned during character creation, but can you have a truly balanced party? Yes, but not how you think. One of the many reasons I always include some kind of session zero in my campaigns is to help with party balance. That way we don't have two people with basically the same character or discover in the middle of an adventure that there is a key role that's missing from the group. But there are a few misconceptions when it comes to how to balance a party. Before I get into the tips, hi, I'm Dawn. This is Roll for Initiative. Hit the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss any of our weekly videos about tabletop RPGs and our other geeky interests. Okay, so here are the things I like to consider when trying to achieve a balanced party. Characters should have their own niche. Now, this isn't to say that you can't have two characters of the same class or type. Heck, I've been in an all warlocks game, and I've seen a lot of people play oops all blank campaigns that are really fun. The key to this is that each of those characters are different subclasses and or have different personalities, specialties, and traits. So while having two characters with some of the same stuff on their character sheets will result in some overlap, if they have their own special things they can do in the group, that's not going to be an issue when it comes to party balance. For example, the warlock I played was kind of a fighter build of a warlock. It was very melee combat oriented, and the other warlocks all had their own things. We had kind of a very bookish warlock, we had basically a bard warlock, and then we had another kind of maybe fighter or more classic warlock, but they filled all of these different kind of niches within the party. Balance out cautious and impulsive characters. Too much of either of these kinds of characters is generally a bad thing. If you have too many cautious characters, you'll spend half a session trying to get past an unlocked, non-trapped, mundane door, and it will take an eternity to get through the campaign, because everybody's just going to be moving through so slowly and checking everything. On the other side, if you have too many impulsive characters, it's going to be really chaotic, say goodbye to following through an entire story, and characters are probably going to end up dead. Sorry, Vex. But if you have a good mix of these two, the cautious characters are going to keep the impulsive characters on track and limit the amount of kind of careless mistakes that occur, while the impulsive characters will speed up the cautious characters so the group actually gets to play some adventures, as well as the impulsive characters are going to provide the game master and the group with some of those really fun, spontaneous moments. I want to take a second to thank all of our patrons, especially Black Dragon Gaming. Patrons pick up some cool perks like early access to videos, maps, and adventures, all while helping us make more content. So if you're interested, head over to patreon.com/rollforinitiative to become a patron today. Now let's get back to talking about party balance. You don't need a healer. This one may be controversial, but there are other ways of dealing with healing other than one player being forced into the healer role. Potions, non-magical healing kits, taking more rests, and a lot of non-healing classes can take feats, spells, or abilities to offer some form of healing. Now, this is not to say playing a healer is bad. I personally love playing healers. Just something to keep in mind. Plus, there are some games where you're not even going to have to worry about healing at all, which brings me to my next point. Balance is really about your table's preferences. Does your table want to run a classic dungeon crawl focused on combat and exploration? You probably don't need a face. Does your table want to play a social intrigue game? You probably don't need a tank. There is no magic combination of character classes or types to have a balanced party because every table is going to be different. It's really about what is the kind of game that everyone wants to play and what are the characters people are interested in playing. From there, you can make adjustments. So like in my first point, no two players are filling the exact same niche, and see if there are any adjustments to make sure that roles and abilities that are going to be important to the kind of game that you are all wanting to play are going to be met. Ultimately, I think a lot of the balance of the party really falls on the game master. They need to build the adventures with the party in mind. And even if you are running in a module, make sure everybody is on board with the kind of adventure you're playing and what kinds of characters that might mean. And most good modules have multiple ways of approaching them. And game masters, if you find yourself in the situation where you realize I really need someone in the party to have a certain ability or to fill a certain niche, this is a great spot for an NPC to join a party, or if you have the option, have a guest player fill that spot. So what do you think? Are there other ways you balance the party? Is this something you consider at all? Let's consider the conversation in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Roll for Initiative. Bye! Potions, non-magical, healing ticks? Nope. Although, could you have like a healing tick that you just stick on you and it like draws out your blood and releases? Ew, why? Why did I think of that? Nope, never mind.